Well, hello and welcome to today's challenge day where we're going to be focusing on insurance. I am Christy Rufino. I know you know that, but I want to make sure that you connect with me on Facebook if you haven't already. I know you are in the Facebook group, but I really would encourage you to connect with me personally. I'm at my max or close to my max with friends, but I want to make sure that I connect with all of you. So I will clean up my list and at the end of this challenge, make sure that I approve all of your friends' requests because I want to make sure that I'm supporting you on an ongoing basis. But let's get into insurance because this is a key piece. I remember when I started driving forever ago. Holy cow. I had to pay for I got it. My parents bought me a car. My grandfather bought me a car. My mom was a single mom. She couldn't afford to do that. But my grandfather bought me a car because he wanted me to have a safe vehicle, which was great. But I was responsible to pay for gas, which I got that. But I also had to pay insurance, which was a lot as a teenage driver. I can't even imagine what it is now. And for me, I thought, well, why should I have to pay insurance? And, I'm working minimum wage. I'm not making a lot of money. I'm, in high school, so I can't work a lot. We had a job at a pizza place cutting up veggies. So my checks weren't really big. And most of it was going for gas and insurance. And it just didn't make sense. But the thing about insurance is it's great when you don't need it, but when you need it, it's great to have. And so what we're going to do today is start creating your insurance. And what does that mean? So in many of the areas of my business, I have prepared what I call a one sheet. And we're going to create your purpose-driven business one sheet. And what this is a one-page document. Now, it could be more than one page. Well, I mean, it's one document, but it could end up by being multiple pages. Like I have that for a lot of my different areas, one for branding for my businesses that has my colors and my logos. And it just is one location for me to keep everything in one place. And for me to stay focused because I tend to get distracted a lot. So what we're going to do, this is almost kind of like a business plan, right? We're going to create your purpose-driven business one sheet. And as you can see on the homework, what we're going to do is go through the different areas, fill them out, because this is going to be your via point to stay on target. So the first thing is, hi, I am Christy. Of course, that's an easy one. No, you're not going to say Christy. You're going to put your name in there. Then you're going to fill out, I am the queen of blank. And it could be the king, of course. Feel free to change that. What is that title that you're not going to, you don't have to share with other people, but you want to be able to share it with your head over and over again so you can stay focused, right? Like for me, I branded or trademarked Profitize Your Purpose, and I am a Profitize Your Purpose coach. And that is something that I've evolved to. I mean, there's a lot of things that we do. I have a whole team that does publishing. We have a whole team now that builds our women's networking community. I've got, somebody that's managing that. We also do the co-authored books for clients. So there's a lot of things we do, but me personally, my purpose, the reason why I've gone through everything to create this organization and then to be asked to share my story, to get my story out there, to define my purpose and to help other people define their purpose, that all happened for a reason. And so now my purpose, after years and years and years of struggling, helping other people, even though I'm helping people, I'm helping myself because I'm living into my potential and I feel good every day. Things aren't as hard. Things tend to be really, really easy. One of my favorite quotes is that you will get the right people at the right time in the right resources and the right opportunities at the right time. I think I said this in the wrong order. Because the reason is right. And that's kind of like my own quote, even though I just butchered it. But the right people, the right resources, the right opportunities will come to you at the right time because the reason is right. There we go. And so what are you the queen of? The next thing is my experience of. So what story in your life has gotten you so passionate about helping these people, whether it's helping them accomplish something through a good, positive way, or helping right an injustice. So the thing that pisses you off or the thing that you love to do, what story brought you to the moment where you realized that was your purpose? So think about what that is. I help people all the time identify their signature story. Actually, that's one of the things that I work with my clients in our Overcoming Mediocrity books, is helping them really identify their signature stories. The next one is, that story created a deep desire in me to help. This is where you're going to fill in the blank on your ideal client avatar. And for me, my ideal client avatar, her name for the longest time was Karen. And I'm not going to say the name of my ideal client avatar now, because she's actually a client, so I don't want to name her name. But my old avatar was Karen. And so that was, Karen was somebody that had gone through a change point in her life. Like I knew specifically, she had retired from her corporate job. She went through cancer. She realized that cancer was her purpose for what she wanted. I mean, like, I had her whole story defined, but that was my ideal client avatar. And so you want to make sure you fill that out. And your answer in these sections don't have to be just one sentence. That's why this document can be really long. But this filling in this information is going to help you to stay focused. And you can keep adding to it. You can start subtracting. You can do it. It's a live document, so you're going to constantly be working on it. But you want to do that, and then you want to fill in your gifts. So these are the things that we talked about earlier, your GPS, your gifts, passions, and strengths. So you want to put all of the gifts, passions, and strengths on that next field, and you can list them all. And then the next section is, those gifts, passions, and strengths will empower you to provide them. And this is where we're really going to focus on the results. These are the solutions you provide, not the process. A lot of people get stuck up on the process. Like, we don't want to know how you help them. We just want to know what is the end result that they will be enjoying. So list out as many of those as you can. And finally, this is where we're going to get to your process. This is what I want you to do, to just jot down. Step 1, this is how I'm going to help them. Step 2, this is how I'm going to help them. Step 3, this is how I'm going to help them. And honestly, creating this process, this becomes your methodology. And it's going to be really hard for you to create this methodology if you haven't identified your ideal client avatar and identified their big problem. So if you have a lot of things that you feel that you're doing, I suggest for you to create one of these one sheets for each of those areas. It may take a little time, but this is going to be the best way for you to keep them all separate. Like for me, when I'm working with my publishing and my community and my coaching, I look at it as I'm taking a hat off, right? Taking one hat off, putting another hat on, putting another hat on. So I have all these different hats. I mean, think of the biggest successful people in the world out there. They're not just doing one thing. But when they're doing that one thing, they're really good at that one thing because they're wearing that hat. So you almost have to have your queen hat or your tiara for that one ideal client and all of the problems that you solve for that person. And then you get into the processes, which is the methodology that you will be able to do to help them. And the thing I like about methodology is your process is it's always going to evolve. And when I work with my clients in our Overcoming Mediocrity books, what we really do is we identify their signature story, and then we pull out the first 3 steps of the wisdom they want to share for the ideal person that they're targeting with their story. So that little chapter becomes like the framework for their signature talk, Because when we're going out and talking, whether it's on a stage, whether it's virtually, maybe you're visiting a chamber and you do your little your elevator pitch, we're communicating who we are, who we serve, how we serve them, the results we provide. And ideally, the best way for you to get a lot of clients are through client referrals, right? But we're not going to get referrals from clients and joint venture partners if we're a jack of all trades. No, we're only going to get referrals if we become an expert at something, right? The master of one, you want to call it. So, oh gosh, now I think I just went down a rabbit trail. All right, and I also haven't been going through my slides. Here we go. The gifts. All right, and then the methodology. Okay, so the book, the chapter, I don't know, does this ever happen to you where you just kind of have this little bubble where that you forget everything? So I'm hoping that you could really, and you're laughing just like I am. I mean, I know what I'm going to say now because I remember, but for a moment there, that bubble was just, it got the best of me. All right, so when I work with my clients, they have their chapter and they go out and speak to bring people in, because that is honestly, we can do a lot of marketing, we can do a lot of social media, but when you are in a room and somebody's speaking to you, even if it's a room with just 10 people, you can get one or two clients, like real clients from that audience, and they've already connected with you. It's so much easier because you're able to address them based on how you can help them. And they're thinking, ooh, I like that person, she can help me. And so the signature story and your signature methodology, you want to have the first 3 steps of the process, or at least the first 4 steps. Identify the first 4 steps. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do with the first step on day 5. But when you're speaking, you want to deliver step 2, step 3, step 4 as your areas of wisdom. And when you're sharing your chapter, anything, your signature message in the world is your story, it's your teaching, and your call to action. And that's the goal, right? That's the goal of what we want to do. We want to be able to share our wisdom in order to create a change in the lives of others, but you can't change the lives of others in a short little talk. You can only change their lives by working with them on an ongoing basis, and that's what we're looking to do. So go ahead and fill out the steps of the process. I don't necessarily want everybody to share all of their steps in the thread, but I want you to do a Wahoo. I did my one sheet. I want you to just do a big, like a GIF, a GIF, a GIF, yeah, an action GIF about what you're feeling once you've accomplished your one sheet. Put that in the thread below on this video, and then we will see you on day 5 where we wrap it up, and I'm going to tell you what to do with step 1. All right, I will see you tomorrow on, here we go, day 5, where we're going to talk about you being irresistible. Until then, have a great day.